Hello guys, this is Mohsen AR from Signbox software, and in this tutorial we will set up our Flutter in our Mac OS Mojave. So first of all, go to the flutter.io. Guys, so Flutter has redesigned its official website for the flutter.io, and now it looks very fantastic and very cool UI. And now in this tutorial we will set up our Flutter in our Mac OS Mojave. So what we have to do, just go to the get started. Guys, I love Flutter and I love Google products. It's very user friendly. So in after clicking on getting started or get started, it will take to you on install page. Now first of all you have to select your platform. In my case I will go through the Mac OS. Now it's really easy to install or set up Flutter SDK in your system. What you have to do, just download this Flutter Mac OS v011.3 beta. Keep in your mind this Flutter SDK is in beta, not a stable version. Okay, so you may face some bugs or errors in SDK, but currently I did not see any bugs or errors. Okay, so now what you have to do, just click on this. It will download Flutter for Mac OS. Click the download, but I have already this one. So now come to this point. For those release the channel the archive. Okay, now this is the point where you have to extract your Flutter zip. So now go to your terminal, and in my case I have already set up and installed my Flutter in my system. So I'm just I will just show you the commands, and I will not execute those commands just because I have already set up in my system. To set up or install Flutter in your system, first you need to go to your home directory, cd // and click on this. This is your home directory. In the home directory there is a library directory, this one, library. I have download and install I have just extract, unzip the Flutter zip folder in my library folder or library directory. So what you people have to do, just select cd library, cd library, okay, and hit enter. Now I am in my library directory, and for just unzipping the zip folder, just copy this line, copy this and paste this here in command line and hit enter. Okay, it will extract your zip folder in the library directory. Okay, now the third point is add Flutter tool to your path. Now this is the point, but this is the temporary path. What we have to do, we have to just update our path as a permanent. To set permanent path in your system, click on C, update your path, click on it, and after follow the instructions. These are here very user friendly. It is not difficult to set up this path. Okay, first now let me tell you what you have to do. Your permanent path will set in your bash file. uh, First you need to check whether your bash file is already present in your system or not. uh, cd go back one directory, okay, and type open minus hyphen e and dot bash underscore profile and hit enter. Now in this case I have already set up my path of Flutter. See guys, the second last line is showing the path of my Flutter. In your case, if there is no any if the bash file not present in your system, so you need to create that file in your system. To create that file you need to type touch dot bash underscore profile and hit enter. It will create your profile bash dot profile file, and in the same way to open created file, open -e dot bash underscore profile and hit enter. It will open the file which is blank in your case, just because of you have newly created. After that, what you have to do, Google is saying, or for Flutter user Flutter documentation is saying, export path xpath concatenate, okay, this path concatenate, and the path flutter git directory or your any other directory, then flutter / bin. It's a default directory. When you extract this zip in the library folder, it will extract it as a flutter, and there is a directory called bin. Okay, so now what you have to do, just copy this one, copy, and for suppose there is nothing in my file, I will just paste it and remove this text path to flutter and type remove this one and home, okay, concatenate with library, okay, /. Now what does it mean? Home means / user and my system user name, okay. This can be anything in whatever your system name is, okay. So user this, okay, behind the home directory, okay, just because our home directory is equal to this path, okay, and where we have installed where we have extract this our Flutter is under the home and library and then Flutter, this one, or you can say it like this one, okay. But in my case I have already set the path in the .bash file, so I will just remove this one, and this is my path, okay. So export path equal to home just because of this home, okay. Or if you want to see what is home in your case, press $capital home. Now this C users yeah, this is a directory, okay, this is my home directory. So I concatenate home Okay, this is a variable. You can say this is a variable, and the value of this variable is this one. Okay, this one. Okay, so this dollar home / library flutter bin, and in the last I will concatenate path. Okay guys, so our flutter is set in our path. Okay, in permanent path. Okay, so now this is saying okay, now this is saying run source home batch profile to refresh the current window. Okay, to refresh the current window, but we need not, we don't need anything like this. Okay, we'll come to the number 5. Verify that the flutter / bin directory is now in your path by running this command. Okay, so copy this path or copy this command, and let's verify whether our this file is present in our system or not. Just paste this here, guys. Now see, users Mozilla library flutter bin. Now this flutter bin is present in my path, so that means I have successfully set up my flutter in path. Okay guys, so our flutter is installed successfully in our system. If you have any question regarding installation or setup, you can type it on comment and I will reply them. Okay, and now let's move to the next. Our next target is update your path, and the next target is platform setup. Now as I already told you, Flutter is for iOS as well as Android, so we have to set up both, either a simulator or original devices. But currently I am using Android devices, so I will not set up the iOS device. Okay, I will just set up iOS emulator in my system. So setting emulator in your system, it is necessary to install Xcode in Mac OS. Okay guys, so to develop Flutter apps for iOS, you need a Mac with the Xcode 9.0 or newer. So to install Xcode, you have to go to the Mac App Store or the web download. Okay, uh, Xcode, the Xcode probably has a size of 3 to 4 GB. So first you need to download it from the Mac App Store, and after downloading, configuring the Xcode command to use a newly installed version of Xcode by running the following from the command line. Okay, after installing this, you have to just copy this and paste this same command in your terminal and press enter. In my case, I have already set up all these commands, so I will remove this command. Now the next line is, this is the correct path for the most cases. Yes, this is correct path for most cases. Okay, leave the other lines. Now this line is a very important, number 3. Make sure the Xcode license agreement is signed by either opening the Xcode once and confirming, or running the sudo this from your command line. If you do not open Xcode by clicking on Xcode icon, so you can approve or accept license by this command. Go to the terminal and paste this command, sudo xcode build -license, and hit enter. It will automatically accept your Xcode license. With Xcode, you will be able to run Flutter apps on iOS device or iOS simulator. Okay, So in my case I have just set up my not set up, but I will set up my simulator. Set up iOS simulator. To prepare and run the test your Flutter app on iOS simulator, follow these steps. To install or set up iOS simulator, what you need to do, you need to just run this command, and let's see what happen if I run this command. Open -a simulator. Now see, this will open the iPhone simulator in my system. Okay guys, make sure the simulator is 64-bit by checking settings, simulator hardware device menu. Okay, let me check it. Hardware device, and this one iPhone X, and what is the iOS device menu. Okay, so iPhone XS, I think it's by default in 64-bit device. See, iPhone 5s or letter, so it's letter. Okay, so iPhone XX is a 64 device. Okay, so now close this one. Simulator, quite simulator. Okay, and depending on your deployment machine size, this is blah blah blah, and by start up you're running this one. Okay, we will use this command later on. Deploy to your iOS devices. I have no iOS device, so I will not run these commands. Okay, if you want to deploy your iOS or Helloworld or something like other Flutter apps in your iOS devices, then you have to set up all, or you have to follow all these commands. Okay, it's very easy to set up or execute all these commands. Nothing is difficult here. Now come to the Android setup. For setting up Android in your Mac OS, Mojave, or might be in Windows, you need to download first Android Studio. First you need to download Android Studio by clicking on this link, and start Android Studio and go through the Android Studio wizard. Latest SDK platform, this. Okay, now set up your Android device. To prepare and run the test your Flutter app on your Android device, you will need an Android device running Android 4.1 API 16 or higher. Okay, to enable the developer options, USB debugging on your device, detailed instruction available on. Okay, now what we have to do, first we need to install this Android Studio. I have already installed Android Studio in my system. This is green compass icon, and now set up Android emulator in your system. So first you need to open Android Studio in your system by clicking on this green icon, and it will open your Android Studio. To prepare, run and test your case, enable VM Accelerator on your machine, launch this. Okay, create a generator. Now I will tell you from where you can launch. Okay, first you need to open this one. Next. Okay, I'm doing just for opening the Android Studio, so that I can go to the Android Studio tools, AVD manager. So, okay, there's a new tools. So Android Studio, let it open first. Submenus. Okay guys, now the Android Studio is open in my system. Okay, close. And what is saying? Android Studio tools, Android AVD manager. Go to the tools, AVD manager, and in the AVD manager create a virtual device, and click on this virtual device and select this one. Next is 5, or later on whatever you want, and choose the device definition. Next, select one or more system images, click on next. Under the emulated performance, select the hardware 2.0. Okay, this one. Select next. Okay, and this one. Okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. Download 60. Maybe this one is available. Click next. Under the the name of the device, graphics, this one, emulated performance graphics. Click the hardware GLES 2.0. Okay, to enable the hardware like acceleration, verify the AVT conversion, click on the finish, and after that click on this one and finish. Okay, in my case I have already set up my this device, so I don't need to again set up. Okay, close the Android Studio. Okay, in the Android virtual device, click the run in the toolbar, and this will open your device. Okay, so now we have set up our Flutter SDK or Flutter, yes, Flutter SDK, as well as the iOS and Android setup. And the next is our configuring editor. Okay, so let me configure the Visual Studio Code in this video. Install the Visual Studio Code by click on this link. After installing the Visual Studio Code, open the Visual Studio Code and invoke the view command and other commands. Let it open first, then view command plate. Okay, now what we have to do, view command plate, type install and select the extension, install extension, type the Flutter. Okay, click on view command plate, type install install extension. In this what we have to do, type Flutter, search Flutter, and then click install. And this also install the required Dart plugin and reload this one. Okay, in my case I have already installed. You need to search Flutter, disable. So this is already installed in my system. Okay, so that's why it's showing me the uninstall Dart code. Okay guys, so this is installed in my system. Now click the reload to activate to reload the Visual Studio Code. Okay, now validate your setup with Flutter Doctor. View invoke this type of doctor and select the Flutter run doctor. Review the output in the output panel for any issues. Okay, so resume command plate doctor, view command plate doctor. Okay, run the doctor and hit one this command. Flutter doctor command is in process. Okay, if there is any problem or anything else, it will show you. Now in my case it is showing a new version of Flutter is available. To update the latest version, run the Flutter upgrade. Okay, this command will upgrade my current version into the latest version. So this command will show you if there is any error, it will show the cross. If there is no error, then it will show the check mark. See here, there is a check mark. Okay, now it is showing the IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate. This is not Flutter install. Okay, these toolkit are not. Okay, so now close this one. I will show you Helloworld program in test example. Okay, thank you guys. Subscribe.